1x1x1x1 is a Roblox account. It was created in October of 2007 and created by a Roblox admin, Shedletsky. 1x1x1x1 was known by hacking Roblox. So, in this video, I will talk about 1x1x1 story in real life and Forsaken. So first, I will talk about 1x1x1 story in real life. In Forsaken, an admin called Shedletsky. At that time, Shedletsky was thinking about a story of Roblox. The story is about the creator of Roblox and other stories. And the story has a character called Evil 1x1x1x1. Evil 1x1x1x1 is an entity from the fourth dimension who loathes Robloxia for its 3D-ness and has vowed to destroy it. But later, it was imprisoned by 2x2 at the dawn of time. But there is still someone to help 1x1x1x1. But in real life, 1x1x1 is just an alt account controlled by Shedletsky. And the name means nothing. It is just because Shedletsky has no idea how to name his alt. At first, 1x1x1 is just a villain in Shedletsky's fictional story. And players at that time also know that. But how it become a hacker in myth? In 2009, 2 years after 1x1x1 was created, Roblox was attacked by hackers. But at that time, Roblox already got attacked by many hackers. But one day a hacker hacked a new game, Natural Disaster Survival. Players didn't care until they saw the account name was called 1x1x1x1. Players were shocked so much because 1x1x1 is just an alt account. Shedletsky's story villain became real, although Roblox quickly banned this hacker. But player is still very panicked. But later, an admin came forward to clarify in person. So first, a fictional character won't appear in real life. That just the account used 1x1x1x1's name and avatar. And that hacker already got banned from Roblox. But after that, there's still some kids think 1x1x1x1 is a real hacker. His story become famous because of that. But the truth say 1x1x1 is not a hacker. So it is the story of 1x1x1x1 in real life. And it is the amazing part of this video. 1x1x1x1 story in Forsaken. Before this part ends, I want to say that Shedletsky is a bit unlucky. His alt did nothing but players said it is a hacker. So let me ask you some questions. Why 1x1x1 hates Shedletsky that much? Why 1x1x1 become a cold-blooded killer? If you want to know, you can watch till the end. So in Robloxia, there's an admin who maintains law and order. Not only that, he is also the strongest sword master in Robloxia. All his 6 swords is the strongest sword in Robloxia. Can be called as an invincible existence. But soon, Shedletsky is so boring because he can beat everyone he meet. There is nothing he can do, so he eat his love fried chicken. Finally one day, Shedletsky want to do something special. If no one can defeat me, then I will create a stronger enemy. To Shedletsky, create a Robloxian isn't that hard. As the strongest sword master in Robloxia, the friend of the leader of Robloxia, Bilderman, he find a way to make a Robloxian. He used the strongest technology of Robloxia. Shedletsky's finally created a clone. This clone has the ability of Shedletsky, very fast running speed and strong power. Is the dream enemy of Shedletsky. But there's a big problem. This clone has no soul. It's just a clone like I, so Shedletsky do so many works. Finally one day, this clone has its own soul. 1x1x1x1 was created. But everything didn't like what Shedletsky think. 1x1x1 is too strong that Shedletsky can defeat him with only himself. Shedletsky need to team with other to defeat 1x1x1x1. Shedletsky finally realized he did the worst mistake of his entire life. 1x1x1x1 become a strength supremacist. Think his enemy is just trash. And think he is the strongest in the world. Must become the king of the world, the god of everything. And soon, 1x1x1x1 became stronger day by day. And Shedletsky think if he didn't stop 1x1x1 now, Soon the whole Robloxia can't defeat 1x1x1x1. He even stole Shedlitsky's strongest sword and used this sword to create a zombie army, become the biggest threat of Robloxia. After that, Shedlitsky fought with 1x1x1x1 many times, but both can kill each other. It make 1x1x1x1 hate Shedlitsky than others. Later, the Spectre caught Shedlitsky. The Spectre allowed 1x1x1 to kill Shedlitsky forever. Hope Shedlitsky didn't play Forsaken and Mao, and finally have this situation in Forsaken. So, what did you think about that? Also, this video end now. Thanks for watching my video. Bye.